Nice. Good bombing strikes. Beautiful. Hello guys, and welcome to episode 21 of my Closing the Trap campaign in WARNO, playing on the PACT side. Previously we smashed the Spanish forces in the rear with the T-72s. We came at them hard, and we've managed to surround these forces and also disorganize one of their units. We're going to be taking on the next one today, which is Cantabria, and they have a lot of fusileros, but they don't have any MX-30s, so the T-72s should make short work of these. Just going to make sure that I have some units to back me up, so I will bring forwards this unit, the 1st Battalion and the 51st, and I'm tempted to move over the territorials here as well. So let's go ahead and we'll bring in the tanks, we'll bring in the Streltsy and the territorials. I don't think I'm going to bring in artillery, as I want to kind of save them for engaging the 3rd unit here, which is Las Navas, and yeah, that will be useful for that, because that's going to be a bit of a tougher battle since they will actually have the tanks. Alright, should be a pretty simple battle to start us off today. 180 morale in our favour, 60 in theirs, so not many units to kill in order to win. We'll just create some groups of T-72s and then get underway. I think that's pretty much where I'm going to go with this. We'll probably do 2 groups on the same road here. Okay. So this one can kind of push up here, and this one can take this road into this sector. And then I'm just going to need some recon, of course. So we'll roll up with that. And I think I have some recon with the territorials, so we'll use that as well. This could be a game that I actually win with... Yeah, with Conquest victory, because we're kind of far forwards, right? Gonna put some recon further back here, and we'll put some recon over here as well, just in case the AI wants to flank us. But otherwise, I think we're okay. I could bring in some MGs to back me up. Not a bad idea. They don't really have many assets to deal with the longer range infantry, so we're just going to launch it like that and see how we get on. So of course have some artillery if I need it. I don't think it's going to be a big deal though. Actually, saying that, it might be worth bringing in at least a couple of them, because we'll be able to hit HDGMs, which they will still have quite a lot of. The only thing is with this map is that we'll be a bit closer than we were in the previous episode. So it'll actually be easier to kill HGMs, as we'll be close enough to spot them and also kill them quicker, because we'll be more accurate, we'll be able to get the machine guns on target, and therefore they'll die before potentially even hitting us with one HGM if we spot them first. But we will see. We'll probably keep going as far as I can. Just going to unload this one, and then this one can move further, yeah, because I was a bit worried there might be a unit coming. Unfortunately, it might be a case of dead recon here, unless I can pick that up. Oh. Just in time. Alright, T-72s have arrived. Good. We're going to come through the corner here with these T-72s. That's just some snipers in our way. Okay, let's get that recon forwards. And we're going to do the same here. We'll probably just push all the way through, have this recon move up on the flank there so we have eyes. Ooh. Ouch! The T-72 caught that in the side armor. I thought it was fine because it was like facing the right direction, and all of a sudden it changed direction and caught it in the side armor. That was very strange. Well, we're here, which is good. We'll sit in the corner of that one. We're taking damage here. Just make sure that these spread out. Anything that's approaching us in the open here is having a bad time. Not sure why those aren't stopping to fire. I had them on an attack move, did I not? MX-30. This hasn't been as clean as I would have liked so far, especially losing a T-72. Looks like that one's kind of in trouble too. Just make sure we bring up some supply, please. These machine guns going down isn't too much of a problem for me. Okay. We've killed a third of the forces we need to, so it's a good start. I'm going to move this T-72 over to the left. Our supply trucks are on the way. Let me make sure that I micro that properly, so that it doesn't take the shot again. We'll get our rocket artillery in. I do want to put that on fire at will, I think. And I can use this rocket artillery to break down any ATGMs we find. I'm going to try and let that be the only loss we take. Like, apart from the zero cost ones. I'm going to bring up some more recon infantry, I think. We can use the BMPs actually quite aggressively with their good optics. Get some Streltsy that can push through these trees. Go on the leader. It's nice. I'm going to start pushing across here. We have the rocket artillery in position now. My recon infantry is getting back up to strength. That can come with me onto this right hand side. We'll move the leader into the corner here. Might be bad timing with that MX-30 coming around the corner. Good hit. Okay, that's the only leader tank that they have, I think. ATGM's still flying towards me. Where's that coming from? Is that one? The Milan 2? Guess it may be. Lost line of sight on it. Let's get the Pruskomnitze to move forwards. And once I get these recon infantry into position, we'll be able to cover a lot more angles. Lovely shot. It looks like it's in there. I'll just rocket that tree line. I can move back the T-72 now as well. Worry about. Let's just put this into the building here. It has a better line of sight. Nice blob there. Interesting. No kill. Thinking I really do want to get on top of these guys. I'm going to start sending some T-72s that way. I'll leave one here. Looks like a lot of those are over on the right there. Should lose line of sight, so we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. This one's going to get stunned, so we're going to have to smoke and fall back, otherwise it might rout. It would be really bad news. I think more 122s is actually a good idea here, just to kind of pepper the enemy. A lot of infantry moving around on that right hand side. You see what I mean about the NSVT being able to fire? No build up of forces there. Smash those with some 122 mils. Hoping the rocket artillery can get a bunch of kills there. We know there's a lot on the right, but we're hoping to get a bit more out of that. Just need some more direct hits on the middle of that, and we'll actually kill quite a few of those, but not quite happening, unfortunately. Only managed to kill one of them. Just building up a load of strategy so that we can push into the right side of this map. A bit too close for comfort there. Again, we don't want to rout, which then forces the tank to show side armor. It doesn't always force it to show side armor if you rout, but it's quite common that they'll retreat in the wrong direction and you'll pay for that by showing side armor. And yeah, getting hit pretty nasty. All of these firing at me is not good. Just make sure they're on a group. I'm just going to rocket those. And then I'll want some more supply, so we'll bring up some supply for that. Although we may just kill them all with the Streltsy anyway, that may be a waste of the rockets. Still move them anyway. I think putting the rockets up here is probably better. Artillery is hitting pretty well. Only 16 more morale to go. Rocket artillery landing on that as well. Perfect. I'm just going to make sure these strats get into cover because there's a lot of 50 cows there. Regardless of what condition those are in, it's still going to do a lot of damage. Cannot disrespect the machine guns. There it is. Last shot going through. Victory. Total victory, which is nice because it's going to inflict them with a lot of fatigue, probably disorganize them like the others, and since they're behind enemy lines, it will stop them basically from being able to recover. We're going to have to try and take out these guys now with what I have left. So I do have these units coming up from here. 3rd Battalion and 2nd Battalion of the 49th with their Motorstreltsy. I would like to have some form of Streltsy in this engagement because of the tanks. So I think the 2nd Battalion of the 52nd or the 51st is coming over. We're moving up over here to close off that bubble. And then we can engage with those two as our main forces. We've got artillery, auxiliary, could be territorials. I think that's good. So if we can take this one out, and we could already take out the rest, I think, if I just auto resolve those. But we're going to go for this one first, and this will crush this advance of Spanish forces. So this unit, the artillery. We can actually bring in air support, I think, for this one. They're out of the AA range quite significantly. Definitely bring in the territorials, and we'll bring in some aircraft. So what aircraft do I actually want now I'm looking at it? These guys are pretty good with their AT, cluster HE, and so on. The Su-25s could be useful, but won't be so useful against the tanks. I think the Su-22s are probably the most useful overall. I do have a cluster loadout on one of those Su-25s. And those rocket planes will be better against the infantry. What's their AA looking like? Mostly 20 mils, isn't it? Not much in the way. Yeah, there's literally like no AA. I think Su-25s. Yeah, Su-25s it's going to be. Alright. Put this together. Bam, 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 bam. And Su-25s. Cool. The map is actually pretty good for us. It's tactical battle. And jump on in. The main thing I'm looking at on the maps is like how deep the conquest sectors are in favor of the enemy. So in this case, like Boris is very close to there. Like they can literally drive from here to get a leader in like immediately. Right, so that's pretty close. But there are some maps where they start with the sectors inside their spawn, and that is really, really rough. Like those particular maps are probably some of the hardest to play in WARNO, a single player, because you can get really behind on conquest points very quickly indeed. Anyway, this is going to be a pretty one-sided battle. We have 284 morale, and they have 60. We have not got the open range engagement tools though, so their tanks will be pretty scary in places like center, so we'll have to be careful. But the plan is to use the Streltsy to take, for example, this area, and we can control both Boris and Anna from there, or I could maybe also move into this sector. Kind of the idea. We're just going to split up my Streltsy, and they will hold the line with their leaders. Okay, perfect. We do have one HGM here that can try and move over to the left side. We'll bring up a couple of grenade launchers just in case of enemy infantry probing around there. Gonna need some recon. We'll probably put recon with the HGM, and then I'll just attack move the BMP over to the right side. We're gonna need some recon on this right side. Thankfully we have plenty with the territorials. One there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get one to this building, probably not, so we'll just stay short on those. Probably want one on the left side here as well. Perfect. Okay, artillery, we do have Dunners. I'm still kind of looking for HGMs and stuff, to be honest. Would recoilless rifles do the job? Probably not. It's not really the correct terrain for it. You need to basically be in a position where, like, this is a good position for a recoilless rifle. Because if they come down this road, you're just hitting them at a decent range, and also, like, all of this area is like 1,000 around. Whereas if you're engaging like further away, further than the range of the recoilless, then you're just going to get spotted and shot at before you can fire back, and that's something you really want to avoid when it comes to using units like the recoilless, because they don't actually have much health. So you can see the strength of them is only 2. They need to be able to get the jump on the enemy, and which requires them to come closer in most cases. I do have the Malurka teams, like the BRDMs, so I can use those. I should have some more of those actually. Yeah, those can just be flooding this right side. Usually I won't get a foothold on that far right, so I'm not going to force it. Pink artillery. It's like, whilst we do have a lot of morale in our favour, actually I'm a bit worried here. We'll do a cluster bomber. I'll do probably just rockets after that. Rocket. And maybe another cluster. Because the tanks are the problem, right? So focusing on getting those in first is a good idea. E3S can go with those. And yeah, the right side, we'll just kind of keep it open. I might try and sneak a leader in here after the start, but it depends. We'll see what happens with the enemy forces. If they kind of advance over center, then we'll hit them with the Su-25s and we can bring up a leader there. I can kind of sneak a leader into this sort of tree line here. Maybe into the corner here with some infantry would not be a bad idea. I'm going to get my C-25s in, because there's already targets, and there's also a target for the cluster. Get rid of that AMX-30, would be nice. Let's just unload these. And we should be unloading those shortly as well. Okay, rocket that infantry. Rocket. I want to rocket that infantry as well, but I can't see him at the moment. Good kill. I wonder how much these rockets do. They're 122mm rockets. I think the main gun's probably doing more damage there. Good target for cluster again though. I'm gonna get UAZ to come in here and just hide in the buildings. Let's target the Milans. I think that's a better target. There's the cluster. Beautiful. I want to strafe the AA here. Nice, perfect. Right, that can leave. Rockets are used up on the Su-25. Really good hits. We've already taken them down to half morale. Right, the air power really coming into play. Beautiful to see these Su-25s in once again. In a little while, that's for sure. Right, let's get a couple more. We'll keep engaging the enemy wherever we can see them. Each of these will have 6 500-kilogram bombs, so not much is surviving those. Oh, my poor infantry here is in a bad spot. That's a shame. Let's bomb the leader, and we'll bomb the AA. Gonna land first. Nice. Good bombing strikes. Beautiful. Almost killed the MX-30 actually. And isn't that recon kind of sucks? I didn't see those guys approaching. And the rocket aircraft are ready to go again. Definitely just way more concerned about the tanks than anything else. Didn't consider the infantry just running at me. I'm gonna go bomb those AMX-30s. Good targets in the middle there. Watch it go in again. Nice. So we control this entirely with just those HGMs. My Strati here can move up to the edge. Just trying to figure out where some more of their forces are. Get this Pruskomnitsi all the way up to the edge. I didn't mean to actually cluster that unit. I thought it was going to use guns, but it didn't. Alright, well, that's that, I suppose. Killing all the Milans is really good. Like, if we have to fight them again, them not having access to those is perfect. Not too much more to go. We didn't have eyes on that, so it's fine. 225's used up its rockets. We got the HG back in again.
Jdu na to. Poslouchám. Tady ta smradský čert. Nepřítel spatřen. Jestřáb 2, poslouchám.
A couple decent bomb targets there. We'll just take out the AMX-30 as well. Actually, I might hit this area with those bombs. That was the target that I wanted to hit before with the cluster. We could still go for the kill onto the AA there. I think I'm not going to risk it. Yeah, only 4 more morale. These rocket planes will be ready soon and we can finish off the rest. Sometimes I really wish I could buy more than... I should have had these on firewall. Sometimes I really wish I could have more than 9 aircraft in this game. In Still Division 2, you could have like an unlimited amount of aircraft if you had that many in your deck. It was pretty crazy. Okay, job done. Su-25's hitting the mark nicely. 60 kills, 3 losses. What did I actually lose? I lost the Prussian, but I did lose 2 OT-64s apparently. Interesting. Well, hopefully they're not disorganized. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain. That means we're going to have to do one more battle. At least we have AA, although since the circle now is covering slightly, we won't have it. Oof, okay. How's this going to work? I can't move them out of the way, so I can't get the T-72s involved. I could certainly just like move these up towards the AA here. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to shift this guy there, and then the tank behind with 4 action points. We have the territorials as well, and that's going to threaten these units, so maybe they'll move them, and then the aircraft will be available again. Yeah, I really wish I could destroy that unit this turn, but unfortunately not. I can still destroy the others. I just don't want to give this unit a chance to pick its target. This is the only unit that's 5 out of 8 fatigue that I could use for infantry. So let's move them out the way, get them in here. And it's going to be probably just the tanks, something like that. Yeah, I can't really bring air support for this battle, so it's a bit bad. I mean, a lot of their Milans are dead, so that's good. There's like 4 Milans left, which will be a bit more because of the hard difficulty. There is like 9 tanks. I could maybe overrun them with the T-55s. Don't think it's going to be as easy as that, but it'll be an interesting battle. So that's tactical battle. We'll jump on in. It's an important one because if I disorganize them, they won't be able to recover, and we can destroy them all. So that would be pretty huge. And I don't mind if my units get disorganized trying to destroy other units, because they'll have time to recover anyway, so it's not a big deal. There's a lot of BMPs. So yeah, we could just run up with a load of BMPs. Bring up a bunch of tanks here. And these can kind of push and try and get into the position that the T-72s were before in this tree line. because that seemed like a really nice spot.
Przyprawen.
I'll try and get my recon over there. How much recon do I actually have? Not very much. That's another thing I'm going to have to worry about. Okay, we'll have to use this one over here then. There's no way I can use it anywhere else. I will definitely have artillery on fire at will. We want to start breaking stuff down as quickly as possible. And then it's definitely just going to be like monostrati spam. I'll probably do some monostrati
Posádka připravena k boji.
in here that can push through. And then that will kind of protect the flank of those T-55s. And then these guys, they're all just coming to this point.
Stopni na plyn.
And we'll try and make a play for Boris at some point. But
Doufám, že uvidím svojich synů.
we'll start like so. Big convoy of BMP or BVP ones on their way. E55 AM1s, pretty nice tanks actually because of their 2,275 meter range. 65% accuracy on those as well with the veterancy from the T55 leader. Make sure we bring up some supply. We have this OT65. There's a hill here. Maybe I could use this to spot stuff. I don't have my right flank covered at all, which is really scary. I might just pop
Lepší nezmačen.
like a couple MGs and stuff over there. Might do the same here. We just drop some machine guns and stuff. Let's make sure these don't get killed. It's very important those Briscoe don't die.
Už to nemůžeme vydržet. Čekám na váš rozkaz. Ústup. Tady tasmánský čert. Nepřítel spatřen.
I can't quite use these T-55s like I was using the T-72s because
Připravený.
they're not going to be able to tank a shot to the front armor like a T-72 can.
Tady hroměte. Máme výkon. Jaké jsou vaše rozkazy? Rozumím.
Spotted our first
Dobrý vtip. Chcete tam něco zničit? Patrina! Počúvam, prepínam.
Milan.
Pozor na Nemcov! Táta je sformovaná a pripravená. Rozumím, súd.
Okay, good. Yeah, I really just want to get into position here with the T-55s.
Připraven. Pojďme se porozhlédnout kolem.
Co potřebujete, pane?
Střílejte a manevrujte.
Probably a lot of infantry on the right again. What I was thinking.
Máme visuální kontakt s
I'll bring up a leader that can contest at this point, Boris. So let's get another T-55
zlikvidování.
and a few more. Because these are some easy things to kill. We do have Dushkos on these T-55s as well, so we're actually able to hit those pretty well at a distance. Just hoping that that's not a Milan 2 and it's only a Milan 1, because otherwise those T-55s are going to struggle. Oh, I also need to remember these don't have smoke. This always happens, doesn't it? Every time.
Počúvam, prepínam. Tady hroměte. Máme visuální... Pane Bože, proč já? Až je najdeme, rozmrdáme je na hlavu. Pojď, jak si přejete. Chcete, aby se věděli útok? Řidiči, hoď na zpátečku.
Now, these BMPs can move over to the right because that Milan's going at us, and I'm probably going to bring in even more artillery if I have it. Do you have more 122s?
Máme ho, hajzl. Čím jasně a zřetelně. Pozor na Němcov.
Some of these BVPs are going to die.
pripravený ťahať až na Mari.
That one wasn't flying cover, that's my bad.
Druhá četa pripravená, pane. Strieľajte a manevrujte.
The artillery is actually pretty good. I was going to target that next, and it fired at it anyway, so that's nice. Look at the Monostrati to move across there and try and clean that out. Getting some good shots in there from the T-55s, we like it. Really good. Right, that one can start falling back and maybe we can get out of gun range. Okay. Nice. What is going on here? Good. Right, more of these Gvozdikas. Fire well. The BMPs or PvPs are doing a lot of work, like surprising amount of work. Really good. Got the jump on the T-55s or AMXs here as well, so we've managed to lock down this map quite nicely. Might have to be a bit careful with that engagement because it's starting to outnumber us. Very nice. Yeah, so far, so good. Really good. Much better than I thought it would go. I'm going to start moving the T-55s over to the other side. Also these Monostrati that are ready to move forwards. I'll keep PvP with them so they get the IFV infantry trait. Always really cool when the artillery comes through the camera like that. Okay, well, unfortunately the MX-30 there ripping my Monostrati to pieces. Not really much I can do about that, they just caught him out in the open. They have good optics on those, I feel. They're spotting a lot of stuff, unless there's recon in here maybe. Like I would have seen it.
Pozor na Niemcov!
Really good. This has been like almost a constant engagement since the start. I like it when it's like this. A bit more action. It's like downtime in between the engagements. Very cool. These AMX-30 is really struggling. They have high explosive anti-tank. They're not quite doing enough damage to get through the front of these T-55s. The artillery kind of coming down is helping keep things suppressed. It's nice.
Dělostřelci, na váš rozkaz!
Only 4 more morale to go. Job done.
Už to nevydržíme! Máme jich! Pane, ano, pane! Buďte opatrní. Tak jsou vaše rozkazy.
Picking up the motor strategy so they don't die. That is a lot of machine guns. Okay, job done. Wonderful. 60 kills, 12 losses. Not the cleanest of engagements because we lost quite a lot of the BVPs, but they will be replenished. And they're now all disorganized. Very good. Right now we can basically do this, where we go and we auto resolve that. Fine. We can bring this one up and auto resolve them. Weird. Why can I not select those? Interesting. Well, I can at least use this for one, I think. That might disorganize that unit, but the other one's going to stay disorganized. Got you surrounded. Unfortunately, I can't kill the last one, but that's okay. Probably take them out next turn. They're not going to be able to get anywhere. Just going to block in all the exits. Alright, what progress we have made. Brilliant. Next time around, we're going to be probably trying to finish off the last of the armor up here, break down the AA, see what's left. We're pretty close to the end of the campaign anyway. We're on 12 out of 15 turns. So, yeah, it won't be long till we're done with this one. For another campaign. But that's all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.